What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Wolfcryer here, and today I wanted to continue my talks on the future of the Diablo franchise. And mainly in today's video, I wanted to talk about the possibility of Diablo 4 becoming a game as a service, if you will. Could Diablo 4 take the seasons and current seasonal theme aspect of Diablo 3 into the future of the franchise? We all know that games as a service is becoming the preferred direction for most major game publishers. Now, whether that is a good thing or not depends entirely on price points and content delivered, and will often vary by publisher for the most part. But gamers as a whole generally want this type of service, whether they agree with this actual statement or not. I have read countless comments on my Diablo 3 videos for God knows how long, how the insert negative adjective here, devs, don't bring anything new to the game, even though in actuality, Diablo 3 was never designed for such a continuous flow of content. But Diablo 3 in its current state is actually starting to lean heavily into a games as a service model. While the updates to the game are not massive or overwhelming by any means, they are also not actually charging any additional fees for these updates either, other than the Necromancer DLC, which is actually only a small percentage of everything that's been done with this game since the release of Reaper of Souls back in 2014. While many in the player base yearn for more from the game, myself included, Diablo 3 has actually seen many additions and updates over the last 5 years since that launch of ROS. We've seen greater rifts added to the game, challenge rifts, the introduction of seasons and seasonal rewards to the game, legendary gems, new class sets, Kanai's Cube, crafting updates, legendary updates and reworks, quality of life upgrades including the armory, new maps, enemies, and bounty quests, not to mention balance changes throughout the existence of this game, and more, ladies and gentlemen. And all of this aligns perfectly with a games as a service model, but without, like I said, that revenue stream in order to maintain it. 5 years worth of updates, essentially added to this game for absolutely free, including portions of a failed expansion. And while not actually beneficial to Blizzard financially, as those still working on Diablo 3 in any capacity still need to be paid, what if this has actually laid the groundwork for what is to come with this franchise? We can't really talk about games as a service without taking a moment to talk about not only one of the most successful, but also one of the most popular, and that is Fortnite, ladies and gentlemen. Say what you will about the game, it's not really my cup of tea either, which, yes, entirely translates into I suck at building. And say what you will about the company itself, Epic Games has turned Fortnite into a worldwide phenomenon, and has not only capitalized on its success, but is constantly bringing the game regular updates and breaking new ground when it comes to the games as a service model. Fortnite has no loot boxes, and Epic Games is actually working to remove that type of microtransactions from its recently acquired Rocket League. The microtransactions purchasable within Fortnite are pretty much just cosmetic skins, nothing at all that affects the outcome or the difficulty of the game at all. And Fortnite's Season Pass strictly offers more of this type of content that is able to be earned while participating in the season. The revenue that this game brings in offers the company the ability to sustain its updates, and vice versa. The updates and the game-changing events continue to bring players back to the game. And it's the real-time ability to change the game and bring things to life that really catches my attention when it comes to Fortnite. Like I said, I'm not a Fortnite player. I don't play Fortnite, but my kids do. And I was able to catch the most recent event live in Fortnite thanks to my 12-year-old son, there was a big giant battle that went live at a specific time where players could log in and view the event as it happened. And at the end of this battle between some alien and a robot in the game, the map itself was left altered. It changed right in front of the player's eyes. And the very next match my son played, those changes were there. They were in the game, and while Epic seems to firmly have altered the landscape when it comes to updating a game as a service, if you will, there is a company that has already been able to do these things on this scale. It just hasn't really been doing them in real time. And that is Blizzard with World of Warcraft. At one time, World of Warcraft was in the same prestigious position that Fortnite currently is. World of Warcraft revolutionized the MMO genre. It time-gated content and created community involvement in unlocking events and additions to the game, and it was pretty amazing at it. This is what Blizzard is capable of doing with Diablo 4. One of my favorite memories of playing Diablo 3 for the first time was hitting Act 3. The fighting that you could see over the sides of the wall as the hordes of demons climbed up and became enemies for you to engage with was pretty awesome. And just imagine something like that as an event in the game. Something that changes the game. Something that causes a new area or new loot or new enemies to become a part of the game itself. Not just something that is added to the game and then you go play it, but something that is actually experienced within the game itself. That would be something I would love to see out of the future of the Diablo franchise. I mean, in my opinion, if Activision wants to create the next big thing, the best bet would be to let Blizzard do what it does best. Define genres. Diablo and Diablo 2 are two of the most revered games in gaming history. They are pretty much the grandfather and the godfather of the ARPG genre. And Diablo 3 at this point is probably the best it's ever been. And whether you like or dislike Diablo 3 for whatever reason, or you've just played it to the point where you've grown tired of it, it did improve on systems from previous games and brought a level of smoothness that other current action role-playing games still struggle to incorporate into their games. Diablo 3 was not, however, designed to be sustained forever with new content. It just wasn't. But Diablo 4 could be. Right from the start. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I always greatly appreciate it, and I definitely want to see your comments down below. I want to know your thoughts on Diablo 4. Do you want it to be something like a game as a service with some type of perpetual revenue coming into it? I'm not talking loot boxes. I can't stand loot boxes, and I am not talking about anything that changes the game. Difficulty or ability to gain an advantage, anything like that is off the table for me personally in order to think this is a great situation. But overall, I would like to see something that allows for more content to continually be added to the game. Something that people beg for in Diablo 3, and yet Diablo 3 doesn't actually have this monetization that allows this to happen. I think that a lot of people expect more out of Diablo 3 when, in fact, Diablo 3 is a completed game. Whether you want more out of Diablo 3 and want stuff added, I can understand that, but that's not what this game was meant to be. This was meant to be the next iteration of Diablo 2. Diablo 2 is not an ongoing game. It's not something that is continually being updated to this day. I think that Diablo 4 really needs to head into this direction. What are your thoughts, guys? Let me know down below in that comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and once again, thank you so very much, and you all have a fantastic day. Peace.